Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. It's time to make cheese and bacon lasagna. Here's what we need. It will serve 6. You're also going to need a large type pan for cooking lasagna. This is the one that I use when I cook large lasagna or pasta bakes or roasting. And you will need a large frying pan or a saucepan and one to make the white sauce. 2 more stirring sticks as well. Come on in, I'll show you these ingredients. So ingredients are as follows: 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 large onions halved and then sliced, 200 grams of bacon chopped, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 2 400-gram cans of chopped tomatoes, half a cup of basil, an extra to serve. I've popped the rest of that in the freezer. 375 grams of fresh lasagna sheets. There's 6 sheets in there. 3/4 of a cup of grated parmesan. 3 cups of salad greens to serve, which I think by the time I get to mine are going to be no good. So I just brought a little 2-person pasta salad. And I've got a garlic bread in the freezer, which I'll cook up when I'm ready to serve. For a white sauce, we need 50 grams of butter. That's unsalted, just so I can get rid of it. 1/3 of a cup of plain flour and 2 cups of milk. I've got my lactose-free long life milk because I haven't made up the powdered milk from the other day. All right, so let's jump straight into it. So first of all, we're going to start by making the meat. Well, I call it a meat sauce. Technically, bacon, I guess, is a meat sauce. So we'll just say the pasta sauce. So we're going to use our frying pan, which I'm using a large saucepan. So I'm going to bring that over. And I always like to spray everything, so that way it's easier when I go to wash up, especially at the moment. So I'm just going to grab the spray. Bear with me because I'm doing a little bit of movement around today. Okay, so spray it. You'll thank me when you go to wash it up. Okay, so into here, pop your 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to pop the 3 onions in there. And we're going to cook them for 15 minutes until soft and golden. So pop them in. Let's go get this onto the stove top. Okay, so we have our 3 chopped onions on the stove top, and they've had about 15 minutes. In goes our bacon. We're going to cook that for an extra 5 minutes. And our little bit of oregano. Give it a good stir every now and again. This oregano was from one of my co-workers. I call him Farmer John. It's beautiful, nice dried oregano. He's even made his own little label. Just a joke. It's a cute little honey jar. All right, so 5 minutes for that. Give it a stir every now and again. We don't want anything to stick. And while that's going on, let's get started on our white sauce. In goes our butter, which is 50 grams of butter. I'm using unsalted. You can use whichever one you fancy. And we want to melt that butter till it's foamy. Get multitasking because you'll have to keep stirring that. And you need a whisk just to make sure everything's all smooth. Okay, once our butter's melted, we're going to grab our 1/3 of a cup of plain flour. And we're just about ready to add that now. Okay, give that a stir. See how it's starting to look a bit foamy. It's all nearly melted. And we're going to put our 2 tins of chopped tomatoes in, one at a time. And I'll show you how I deglaze the tins so that we make sure that we get all of the tomato out. We're just going to put a little bit of water in them. Tap water's fine, doesn't have to be hot, just as long as you can swirl it around. Okay, swirl it. There we go. In goes 1. In goes 2. Now this is creating a little bit of liquid, so we're going to boil it a bit more, but at least we've ensured that we've got every bit of tomato out of the tins. Stir it good. Okay. That's looking good. It's smelling really good too. So our butter's going okay. Just want to keep the stir on this because as you can see there is a bit of liquid in it, which I added. But it's good to have it a little bit more runny. Now our butter is starting to get foamy, which is great. In goes our 1/3 of a cup of plain flour. Now whisk that really good. And they do actually recommend that you stir that for about 2 minutes until mixture begins to change colour. But in all honesty, in my opinion, you risk it burning and whatever. So I just get it till it's smooth. And then we're going to grab our 2 cups of milk next. And we tip that in very gradually and just whisk it. By using the whisk, we're ensuring that it's going to be nice and smooth. Little bit at a time. No need to hurry with it. We want it perfect. There we go. Bit more. Just stir those tomatoes while we wait for that to catch up. There we go. We're multitasking, people. If you can do this, you're awesome. All right, in we go. Come on, more milk. I'm boiling water on the back. That's how I was how I'm washing up at the moment. No hot water until they finish fitting my new hot water tank. All right, look at that milk. We're nearly all in. We want this to thicken as well. No one likes runny white sauce. It sucks. All right, just chuck the rest in. Why not? All right, so we're going to simmer that for a little while because we want it to thicken naturally. We don't want to put anything else in. We've got flour in there, so therefore it should thicken on its own. So just come back to it every now and again and keep coming back to the tomato. We want that to thicken up too. And we also want it to reduce slightly. Okay, it's looking good. Everything's coming together really well. Our sauce is still a bit runny, but it'll get there. Just keep going with it. Don't be tempted to put it on the highest heat because you risk actually burning the bottom of it. However, with the meat sauce, I did turn that up because I do want to burn off some of that liquid to thicken it. And that's the only way I'm going to get it to reduce slightly as well. Okay, so we're still just letting everything do its thing, but just checking in. And this is our basil. It was half a cup of basil. I didn't bother to chop it up. Now you should put that in at the end once you take it off, but I'm actually going to stir mine through so I can let it incorporate into the mixture. Okay, our sauce is starting to look like I want it to. Oh, we're looking pretty good here. Everything's coming together really well. We're nearly ready to start and assemble our lasagna. Okay, so here we are. We've got our big pan, which I sprayed to make it easier to cook, to wash up. Grab a ladle, and what we want to do is we want to spread 1/3 of the tomato mixture over the base of the dish. So just eyeball it. You'll vaguely know what 1/3 of a cup is. 1/3 of the mixture is, sorry. And then you're going to pop 2 sheets of the lasagna over the top. I say 2 sheets because you'll see as I put it on, and the beauty of these fresh sheets is you actually can cut them to size. So this one we're going to pop on, and the other one we're going to have to cut because we want a little bit down the side of that one, and then we've got the top bit as well. Grab a knife, grab a little chopping board. Small kitchen, but functional though. If you've got a small kitchen, make it functional. There we go. That's about half a sheet. And then the rest of it we pop on the top and just break a little bit off and double overlap it. There you go. Excellent. Now repeat that again with another 1/3 of the mixture, which is technically half of what's left. Don't stress too much about spreading it out because while it's cooking, it will naturally go where it wants to go. Repeat with your lasagna sheets. And as you can see, my pan is tapered, so as we get near the top, we won't have to cut them as much. But these sheets are so easy to work with. Back in the day, it used to always be dried sheets, which you'd have to soak in hot water, and they'd be really hard to cut and everything. So whoever invented fresh pasta sheets, thank you, you're a legend. All right. Now, no need to measure it out because just the rest of it's going in. So just do a couple of ladles. Everything's really hot, so it's a bit awkward trying to tip it at the moment. But we'll get there though. Beautiful. Making a mess as I do. There you go. Can't waste bacon. Bacon's awesome. All right, that's going to tip the rest on top now. Alrighty, beautiful. Just going to move this out of the way, spread it out a little bit, but as I say, don't stress, it will find its happy spot. Going to pop a bit of water in this, put it back on the stove top, that way it'll start and clean itself. Not literally, but anyway. And then we put our final sheets on top. So there was 6 sheets in this packet, so it's absolutely perfect. There's no needing to freeze any, no wastage. So I don't always make lasagna. So when I put it in the freezer, I don't know how long it's going to be in there for. So I'm really happy to use a whole lot. Didn't quite reach. We've still got to break a bit off. Perfect. It fits so well. 2 sheets is fantastic in this dish. All right, our white sauce. It's good enough. Should season it with salt and pepper if you want to. I'm leaving it out Just spread it over. It will, once again, it finds its happy spot. And then just sprinkle that Parmesan over the top. That's 3/4 of a cup. Now our oven should be on 160 for fan forced, which is how I treat mine, or 180 for not fan forced.
Okay, so I probably should have taken that out of the oven 40 minutes earlier,
until
as you can see, it clearly looks done.
And there you have it.
Really hope you enjoyed this one.
Absolutely perfect. I can't wait to eat this. This will be my dinner later once I finish doing all my running around.
Bye.
And I thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been cheese and bacon lasagna. This is the ingredients list. It serves 6, and that's the recipe. Thanks again. I'll catch you on the next adventure.